Hello, Victory Village, and welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Twanna Y'vette of TYTV, and tonight I am going to be talking about one of the Debarge brothers, along with the whole entourage of the band Switch and the Debarge family. As you probably already know, Tommy Debarge passed away at age 64. So I wanted to do a little fact checking to see what happened. As we know, DeBarge family and Switch, they went through a crazy, a crazy career and personal family issues, with drug abuse and, just all kinds of allegations um, towards the father of the DeBarge family. And it was just a lot. I uncovered a lot of information that I didn't know. But if you guys know some stuff, y'all know what to do. Hit me in the comments and let's chit chat about this. So listen, Tommy Debarge, a member of the R&B funk band Switch and part of the music industry's famed Debarge family, passed away. A family member tells us that Tommy has suffered from liver and kidney failure over the years, but recently took a turn for the worse. We're told he was hospitalized a couple of weeks ago and he passed away in the hospital on Thursday. So DeBarge rose to fame in Switch in the mid to late 70s. Okay, the group recorded hits like They'll Never Be, I Call Your Name, and Love Over and Over Again. Tommy and his brother Bobby, which is Robert, but they called him Bobby, they founded members of the group, which had a huge influence on future bands in the genre, including DeBarge, the group composed of their siblings. And so I'm going to put this video in the description box for you guys so you guys can see it is a live performance of Switch They'll Never Be from 1978. And I was kind of like upset because I couldn't find a lot of footage. I wanted to add those links, but it seems like the only thing online I was able to find was all from this one live performance where they sang, all of the hits. And I was like, what in the world? And then I was able to find on YouTube a couple of other videos. They were on a talk show. So I'll put those links in the description box for you guys so you can check up. And then I got to mention this because it's probably going to be my next video on Monday. R&B group Troops, Reggie Warren passed away at 51. So I'm going to pop that up and do a video on that. If you guys remember the band Troop, I remember. And so I was kind of like disheartened to hear, and 51 is a little young, so I'm interested in knowing what happened. But back to Switch and DeBarge, Bobby and Tommy left Switch to mentor their younger brothers and sisters in DeBarge, but Bobby passed away of AIDS-related complications in 1995. Tommy, however, was 64, but upon my research, Bobby, I think he was in his late 30s, but we're gonna cover that because I did pull some of that information up. So I found this article in eCelebrityFacts.com of Tommy, and this was published in 2021. And this is a picture of Elle, the mom, Tommy, and Tommy DeBarge, the American bassist and vocalist. Further, he is also known as the brother of the DeBarge siblings, okay? The short bio: an American guitarist born on the 6th day of September 1957 in Detroit, Michigan. The U.S. Likewise, he belongs to an American nationality and prefers African ethnicity. So, I see they don't really talk about the father, but I do have a picture of him. I was a little stunned, but again, you guys might already know this stuff, okay? So, how much is the net worth of Tommy DeBarge, the 64-year-old vocalist? Artist owns an average net worth. Moreover, he holds a roughly calculated around 1 million Moreover, excuse me, he also earned revenue from his autobiography, There'll Never Be a Story of Forgiveness. And I found this on Amazon, and the book retails for $25 for the hardcover. You can get, they have 10 brand new ones in stock for 24, and they have 8 used for $22.80. So I'll put that link in the description box if you guys are interested in getting some memorabilia. His book, Thomas Keith Debarge, and this book was released February 28th, 2012. So I was really, pleased. I was like, oh my goodness, I did not know, that he was an author. Well, Bunny, she released a couple of books as well. And it was like, well, it was, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Woo, child. TheJasmineBrand.com released a story not too long ago. Elle Debarge calls out his sister Bunny Debarge over her latest book. It's filled with lies and she knows it. And this was in 2020. Well, I did not know that she was, a published author as well. Here you can see Elle Debarge and Bunny Debarge, and he went off on Twitter in 2020 saying that I want to make it clear. So there's no misunderstanding about this fiction. I want it on record that my sister Bunny Debarge's book, it's full of lies, lies, and more lies, and she knows it. And so this was actually, published. Like he said it out in the open. I had no idea any of this stuff was going on, especially about a book that she wrote. But apparently, this book has a lot of things in it to where Bunny was saying that she was physically abused, mentally abused, um, yeah, by the father. So without, I'm jumping around words because y'all know, we have some, new community guidelines, so I don't want to say certain words. So excuse me if my pause is a little too long, but The Kept Ones, Volume 1, came out September 25th of 2014 by Bunny Debarge. It is also on Amazon, and I will put the links in the description box for you. This runs about $8 a copy. And then The Kept Ones, The Fame Years, came out in November 15, 2020, which is when Elle Debarge took to Twitter and just, lost it. So this is actually $2.99. I want to say that they are digital copies only, but don't quote me on that. But it seems like the $2.99 is digital and the $8 is digital. But it does say if you want in other formats, you can check Kindle, the hardcover, and the paperbacks. This is like pretty much everything that I see. But according to Bonnie, there was a lot of things going down in Motown. R&B artists were, kind of questionable. Things were going on, behind closed doors. Deals were going on, and all the while between, I can't remember the ages or whatever, but I think all the way up to 12 or 13, she was saying that she was being abused by her biological father. So I am not sure if L was disputing everything in all of the books or if he was targeting just like one thing. But he did take to the internet in 2020 after The Kept Ones, The Famed Years came out, and that's when he said that her books were full of lies. So I couldn't find any other information on that. It was just, him really wanting everybody to know that he's not in agreement with that. He does not, support it. And underneath his Twitter at that time, a lot of other people were saying, hey, we don't support it either. So if L spoke out on it, his fans were certainly going to be behind him. So, but I'm sure that there were thousands of people out there who wanted to see what was in the book, and I just like really wasn't interested. I've actually seen some video footage from way back in the day that probably is still on the internet, about the allegations. Some of the kids agree with it and some of them don't. So, it just, I think it's, personally, what you went through personally, um, is what, I'm taking from it. Because, like I said, and here's a guy, um, and let me see if I've got the picture pulled up. We're talking about a gentleman who had a father. This is Bobby and Tommy right here. Tommy Debarge, an African American bassist and vocalist. So this is them. And oh my gosh, look at the hair, look at everything. I mean, and then they had a story come out, TV One's The Bobby Debarge Story. I've been trying to find this on the internet, to see if, we can watch it again or something. So if I find that out, I will update this and let you guys know. But talking about the father, I did have some information. Again, this is Bobby Debarge over here. It's so stunning. I mean, this is like a beautiful family. I'm not even kidding. Like, for real. Um, let's go back over here because I did want to cover this a little bit of this story about the father. This is him. This is Robert Debarge Sr. Um, Apparently, he was a military man. We know that he had um, a lot going on. Like I said, this is a guy we're talking about who had two different families, and nobody really knew that, and or we didn't talk about it, about the families that he had. He was born in 1932. He passed away in 2009, and he had, they're saying five children, five children, outside of the marriage. So while he was married, he was having these children. The lady that claims his children was named Barbara, and she had three of those children for him. And when um, Elle and their siblings, when the mother divorced, um, when she divorced the father, he went straight to Barbara and married her. So that's just like some of the story, but there are so many articles. My thing is to try to match up the articles that actually go together, that have the most information and the most correct information. So if a story is not matching up, then I don't even fool with it, because you know what I'm saying? Especially if I don't know the magazine or the blog, like I just don't even fool with it. But the full name is Robert David Louis Debarge Sr., okay? His birthday was July the 9th, which happens to be my birthday. So I was a little shocked about that. He was born in 1932 in Illinois, and he passed away August 30th, 2009, at the age of 77, okay? So he did have, oh my God, there are so many children listed on here, I can't even. John Arthur Debarge, Frances Jane Debarge, um, Francis DeBarge, George Raymond DeBarge, Carol DeBarge, William Earl DeBarge, John DeBarge, and five others. When I click on the five others, it gives me Ronald DeBarge, Francis Peters DeBarge, um, and some others that aren't listed. Whew, okay. And this was last updated in 2018. So of course I did some, further fact checking to give you guys the most accurate stories, and I just was totally baffled. The father of the DeBarge family, um, there, there's so much information about this guy, and so many um, opinions. I'm not really interested in the opinions, you know what I'm saying? Uh, but it was just like odd. Um, in the late 50s, something that you guys may not know either, he received his license to minister and later became a devoted member of the Bethel Apostolic Temple. So this kind of reminds me of the Braxtons and their father, Michael Sr., who kind of had a relationship going on at the same time he was married. Um, That's just weird. I don't understand. And of course, we know he was a pastor. So that's what it made me think of. And I was just like, I really don't get this. I really don't understand. Why are you married and then you go out and have a whole nother family with people? Now, Michael Braxton, he didn't have any kids by Miss Wanda, which was his mistress, and he turned around and married her when he divorced his wife. So the same thing happened here, where Mr. Debarge divorced the mother of his children, the Debarge family, and then took to Miss Barbara, and just, it was kind of like there was no break. It was just like, I'm divorced, and then, whatever time I have to wait, and then I'm just going to marry Barbara, because they already had kids. They were having kids, and they were in the relationship, you know what I'm saying, while he was married, which just stuns me. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. This man um, has 65 grandchildren. When he passed away, he had a sister named Carol and many other sisters and brothers. They said that his interment was at Parkview Medical Association. Arrangements were handled by Swanson Funeral Home. And of course, this is Adeline, and she is the mother of Debarge. The ones that, we know. The other children that were um, that were his children, we don't know if they were at the funeral or not. Um, so this is, it's crazy. It's crazy. And all of that, you never know what you're going to find, though. You never know what you're going to find on the internet when you start researching things. And this just really blew my mind. Well, Debarge, when Bobby was in the group Debarge and Switch, was married. And people didn't know he was married. Some people knew, and it was, known all throughout the band and everything. But her name was Terry Debarge. She's still alive, and this is Bobby Jr., her son, and of course, this is Terry. Terry Debarge, also known as Terry Lee Gale, is the wife of the late Bobby Debarge. Bobby Debarge was the lead singer of the Motown R&B soul vocal group Switch. He was also widely known for his falsetto voices and passed away on August 16th, 1995, of AIDS complications. So here you will find out what Terry has been doing. So to paraphrase, who is Terry Debarge? The wife of Bobby Debarge, and it gives a laundry list of, things and their children and, all of this. So I'll definitely put this in the description box so you guys can take a look at it. I thought this was very interesting. Her net worth is 5 million. She was best known for being the wife of Bobby Debarge. So I'm not really sure if she had like an outside job and, all of that, because, you never know, especially when the spouse is like really quiet and not really looking to be in the limelight or whatever. Then it's like, oh my gosh, who was she? um you know what did she do? um, we know they had two children, but as far as her career, I think she just may have been a housewife, but don't quote me on that because it was hard for me to find, some of this stuff. Back to Tommy. Tommy's family background. Okay, so Tommy family is a victim of drug abuse and activities. His father was accused of abusing his kids. Tommy DeBarge's brother, Bobby DeBarge, who we've been talking a little bit about, um, was subject to HIV, um, and he was jailed for 5 years. Okay, and so it is said that when he was released from jail, um, he found out that he had HIV, but then he passed away from AIDS complications. Okay, so, moving on down the line, the 64-year-old vocal artist owns an average net worth. Moreover, he holds a roughly calculated 1 million. Moreover, he also earned a revenue from his autobiography, again named There'll Never Be, which I showed you a copy of that. Now, at the time, it was sold for $38 a unit, but now you can get it for the hardcover for 25. And a hardcover is usually the coffee that you put on your coffee table or your sofa table, and it's, an heirloom type. But for $24, you can get it, brand new, and it tells you all this stuff about what the book entails and how he was able to change his life and everything. So moving on down the information, Tommy and his brother Bobby Debarge was shown in this picture, and I love this picture. It's like so nice. I'm sure it was like a picture of all the band, but I'm glad that they cropped it like this. It's really nice picture. Um, Further, he has worked in many albums from where he managed to earn lucrative fees. His two albums managed to sell millions of copies. Tommy's family background, all right? Tommy's family as victims of drug abuse and activities. His father was accused of abusing his kids, and Tommy DeBarge's brother, Bobby DeBarge, had already passed away. And of course, we know that he was in jail for 5 years. But Robert DeBarge Sr., uh, his siblings, Bunny DeBarge, a drug addict, El DeBarge, Chico DeBarge, which I loved his singing voice. I don't know. The only thing I know about Chico is he had that one album, and I was so amazed by, his voice. And I was like, why did he stop? Like, I don't know. But anyway, James DeBarge, likewise his father, Robert Louis DeBarge, a soldier of French descent, also exploited his kids. So that was really interesting. I didn't know any of this. When I was growing up and I was listening to the Barge, I was just in love with the way they looked. I was loved with, the whole, band as a whole, how they looked together, their music, their dancing, like they just had it going on. And I was a huge, huge fan. Okay. So they have a rundown here. Tommy's siblings are Bunny DeBarge, um, which was born in 1955, Robert Louis Bobby DeBarge Jr., 1956 to 1995, William Randy DeBarge, as everyone knew him, was born in 1958, and then Marty DeBarge was born in 1959, Eldra, which is L, um, Patrick DeBarge was born in 1961. James DeBarge was born in 1963. Jonathan Arthur, which was Chico, he was born in 1966. Carol Peaches DeBarge was born in 1970. And Daryl Young DeBarge was born in 1970. So, uh, more about Tommy DeBarge, the charismatic vocalist. About his career as a vocalist and a bass guitarist besides Tommy, um, came to prominence in R&B and funk bands, which I'm a 70s baby. Y'all already know I love me some funk. Switch, the band later received a huge fame in the late 1970s. Likewise, he was a recording artist and vocalist. All right. He also works as a recording artist at Classic Motown. He is also an author. He did publish his autobiography named There Will Be a Story of Forgiveness, which is named again. We already talked about that. The release was 2019. It's all about the DeBarge family, okay? So, in addition, Tommy is far from the media. He lost his interest in music, maybe because of his family background. We don't know. Um, so that's a lot of the gist of what I was able to find. So I definitely want to give a shout out to eCelebrityFacts.com. I will be putting this link in the description box for you guys. So I am really, wow. Every time I hear about like someone who passed away and I really was like a huge fan, I just kind of get a little bit sad, especially when you know about, some of the troubles and, they didn't have a 100% happy life, which no one does, but, so many problems and, so much turmoil. You could just imagine what all they went through and what all Tommy went through because, we already know Bobby went through, a lot. And, he was gone at a very, very early age. And that's just heartbreaking in itself. But I did want to bring you guys this story. And like I said, you guys probably already knew about it, but I just had to do something on TYTV because I am a huge fan, will always be. And I was really heartbroken to hear about this. It's like sometimes you just, you know, it's like, what? And I wanted to do it yesterday, but then something else, popped up. And so I had to do a really quick short thing on Alec Baldwin. And I'm just still torn up about that because I was a fan. I know a lot of people are not. Personally, I don't know that man, but and that's the thing with all of these people. We don't know them personally except for the stuff they allow us to see. But we usually fall in love with the character and, with who we see, the band member, the singer, the actor, the actress. We usually, fall in love with what we're seeing. But that person and the person behind the scenes are way different. And so you can only just, pray that things get better. Hoping that the Debarge family and, Switch members, they heal from this. I mean, to me, in your 60s, you're still, young, but we know that he had complications with, um, his organs. And anytime you have like your problems with your organs, it really just messes with your whole body. Um, so it's just a really sad thing, but we're wishing the families the best, um, that you guys heal from this and you're able to carry the memories on and on, forever, because that's what you want to do. And um, that's how we, still kind of make our family members live and our loved ones, is that we, talk about the memories and, we're able to laugh and joke about it and, just have some good pieces, that we can keep forever. So that's what we're hoping for the family. Thanks you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Be safe out there. Please use your masks and your hand sanitizer, gloves at the pump if you can. Remember to always live on purpose, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Mwah. Bye, fam.